Welcome back to Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Thursday, October 10th, 2019. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. Fall's here, it gets dark earlier now, and when the sun goes down, if you listen hard enough, you can hear beasts like Steve Laureus lurking out there in the darkness. After taking some time off to get a jump on his off-season program, this week we saw a new back training clip leak out of the sources inside Steve's camp. And based on the reports, Steve's been making good use of his time in these last few months, making improvements in some key areas that'll pay dividends next season. And with George Peterson moving into the 212 division now, it leaves a big hole at the top for someone like Steve to step up and seize the reins. We live in a culture of immediate gratification, and sometimes that makes it really hard to play the long game because we're so used to being able to get everything we want on demand. But in bodybuilding, there's no free-day delivery with your Prime membership. It can feel like the ultimate waiting game, but then when the wait finally pays off like it did for Shawn Clarida at the Olympia this year, all of that misery of waiting suddenly becomes well worth it. Even though Shawn's probably still riding the wave of that career-defining performance, I'm sure there's still a part of him that has to feel like he's tired of waiting around. So if he can have another great offseason like he had this year, he could easily be the #1 contender for the title by this time next season. As fans, we have a tendency to conflate the way our favorite athletes feel about their job with the way that we feel about it. And 9 times out of 10, when those two things don't align, it makes us crazy. But every once in a while, when they actually do move in sync, it's an awesome thing to watch. So when someone like Big Ramy comes out and says that he's going to go that extra mile because he wants to come out and make a statement next season, as a fan, it gets you geeked up thinking about the possibilities. Bodybuilding is in a state of transition right now. We have more moving parts than we had in a really long time. But when the music stops playing at the end of the dance, a guy with his talent is absolutely capable of being the last man standing. For me, bodybuilding falls into the same category as sex, fighting, and dancing, as things you can't fake for very long before people find out that you aren't very good. And with another 21 weeks or so left until he makes his pro debut, we're all about to get a good first-hand look at whether or not blessing Awodibu is the real deal. The boogeyman of bodybuilding is in full-scale 2020 prep mode now, slowly starting to put the pieces together for a rookie season that'll have a whole lot of eyes on it. The guy's already got the personality of a star, so if he can build the body to match it, nothing but green grass is in front of him from a professional standpoint. If you're one of those crazy people thinking about using your airline miles to book a flight to the Romania Pro, I have some fun facts for you. Number 1, Romania is home to the world's heaviest building. Number 2, it's also home to Europe's heaviest animal. And number 3, next month it'll be home to Sami Al-Haddad for a weekend when he shows up to drop the hammer on the rest of the 212 lineup. Sami's had one of the best seasons of his career this year, which we saw in his 6th place finish at the Olympia last month. But now that he'll have had almost a full 2 months to rest and recoup, it wouldn't surprise me at all if he ends up running away with a win here to put a solid exclamation point on the whole season. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.